I can't believe I just made it all the way from Berlin to Wolfsburg. I can't read German, so it was a bit of a headache trying to get out of the train station. But anyway, I made it all the way to Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg is the birthplace of the Volkswagen. Every Volkswagen, for the past 60 years has been made in this plant and shipped around the world. This is also the birthplace of like the bus, the Beetle, Carnegie, and all the great Volkswagens. But this is the pilgrimage that all VW freaks want to make, and I finally made it. I made it to the museum, perfect timing. It's like a mile away from the train station. Now it's raining, so it's the perfect time to go inside. As you walk in, there's just a history of all the milestones of Volkswagen and this long corridor, and then when you get to this door, it's where the cars begin. So this is like the exciting part. So this is really cool, being in the museum and seeing all the original cars and original colors. Man, this is pretty thorough. This is the beginning of the bus section. I briefly owned a bus. I sold it 4 or 5 years ago. I never really got to drive it, but I owned it for a little while. The bus is probably the most iconic car of Volkswagen after the Beetle. It's the most, beloved car. Everybody stops and smiles when they see a bus on the street, and these are just really cool cars. This is the Samba. This is the 23-window Volkswagen bus. This is the most coveted vehicle in all of the Volkswagen collection. This has gone for over $100,000 at some of the big car auctions. This is the one that everybody wants. This is the most coveted VW you can own. This is not to be confused with the Deluxe. The Deluxe is 21 windows. You can't forget about the 2 corner windows. All right, so we've reached my section, which is the Carnegie section, and these early Carnegies right here. I love my Carnegie. I miss my Carnegie. I will own another Carnegie. This is definitely probably the best designed Volkswagen of the entire fleet. I just left the Volkswagen Museum, which isn't associated with Volkswagen the factory or the Autostadt Museum. So now this is like the official museum for Volkswagen. You can also take a factory tour, but I didn't sign up for that, so I won't be going on a tour today. But this is like the official Volkswagen center. This entire area is called the Autostadt, and there are a few other automakers here as well. But it's like this huge campus right here on the river, and there's this really awesome bridge right behind me. But in about 5 minutes, I'm gonna go on the official Volkswagen Museum tour, I guess you can say. So I just made it inside, and basically the museum I'm about to go to first is just a general car museum, history of all the cars. Up that way, there's Porsche, there's Audi, there's Volkswagen, there's a few others here, but I'm gonna start off with the general first, and then I'm gonna make my way over to probably Porsche, then Volkswagen. I got here a little late, so I'll only have 2 hours to get through this entire thing, but this compound and this campus is massive. It's a gorgeous day in Wolfsburg, and I'm super excited. I just left out of the General Car Museum. I'm speechless. It was state-of-the-art, gorgeous cars, just immaculate. Volkswagen, I think I'm gonna skip Porsche and do Porsche last. I wanna make sure that I have enough time to go through the VW part of it, but the grounds are just simply amazing, and it's just massive. The Autostadt essentially is like Disney World of the major automakers. Volkswagen, Audi, Porsche, maybe a couple other brands are all here on this campus. And it's state-of-the-art, it's super futuristic, it's right here on the water, and they all have these individual buildings which are essentially like museums and sort of like homes of the future for their brands. The first building I went into was just a general auto museum, so it had, makes and models of every type, type of car. It had Cadillac, Ford, Porsche, Volkswagen, just you name it, they had it. There was a Corvette in there, and it was just a super gorgeous building with lots of glass, lots of chrome. It was really inspiring to see that many different types of cars, and I think it's rare to come across cars in that good a condition nowadays. I tried to go into Volkswagen, but Volkswagen has 3 different buildings. They have basically a building for sort of like the future, so like their electric cars and other things, and then they have sort of a building for what they're selling right now. So they had like a GTI sort of like concept that was out. And you know, modern cars are cool, but that really wasn't a thing. But the Porsche building was just immaculate. It was just the most amazing looking architecture I had ever seen. It was sort of this like modern design sculpture over the water, and you go down and it just like continues to spiral down into the ground. It was super dark, and they sort of had like this wave of old Porsches from, you know, from the very beginning up until now, down into, you know, where they are now with their electric Porsches and some of their other models. It was just really inspiring. Had I known this beforehand, I probably would have came a little bit earlier and spent the entire day here. You really need, at the very minimum, 5 hours to spend here because the property is that big, and you want to be able to spend some time to really look at the cars like I kind of rushed through. So next time I come back, I'll definitely take my time and give myself, you know, at least 5 hours to be here. Right at the end of the day, I had a pizza because I was starving, because I didn't eat because I was so excited. This is a perfect day trip if you visit Berlin and you want to go see something different and new. I can't recommend this enough. This was absolutely amazing. And then right across the water, I think there's like an outlet mall. And then the other cool thing is that the train drops you off right here at the grounds. And further down, there's a Volkswagen factory. So they build modern Volkswagens there right now. If you go to the VW factory, you do have to schedule for a tour. So I didn't have enough time to do that today, but you know, maybe in the future, if I ever come back, I'll definitely do that. But definitely you want to come to the Autostat.